If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering, okay, you are probably curious to know why I did not have my best year last year in 2023. And this has nothing to do with other things that happened in my life, like external factors. It's mostly within me that I can control. And also, it would also help you if you're interested in knowing how to improve your 2024. While I share what I did wrong last year, you can watch this video and know what you can do in 2024 to have an even better year, because I'm also going to be implementing the things that I learned from my past experience. If this is your first time coming to my channel, my name is Chidera, and I'm an inconsistent tiny YouTuber that is trying to be more consistent, and that is why I had to analyze my 2023 and figure out what I was doing wrong and work on improving it for this year. During my analysis of what I did wrong last year, one thing that I found out was that I was unable to organize details. So at the beginning of the year, I would set goals just like every other year, just like every other person. I would set goals, and towards the end of the year, I would see myself like falling away from my goals. And this was because I was too busy to analyze the details, to basically analyze, okay, what's wrong? Why is this happening? So basically, I was going on a high of other things, and I wasn't paying so much attention to things like YouTube and other goals that I set for myself. So it wasn't like 2023 was like completely a mess. 2023 was a good year in its own way, but there are certain things that I set for myself that I wasn't able to achieve. And it was partly because I was too swamped with other things. So how am I going to change this? Going into the new year, I had eliminated the things that were drawing me away from the goals that I set for myself. By the grace of God, the elimination of those distractions was going to help, or is going to help me with improving. So if you're watching this video and you're probably seeing that you're always falling behind on things that you set for yourself, you need to be able to organize the details. Okay, why is this happening? What can I do to change this? Which is already the first step, and that's basically what I did. And yeah, fingers crossed that will help me out. I think people don't really talk about, or at least I just learned it recently, was that the world doesn't pay you for what you know, but it pays you for what you know. Now, what this means is that yes, you can gather all the information through reading books. You can read, you can study, you can do all of this, and that's really good. It's good to prepare yourself, but the world doesn't pay you for that knowledge. It pays you from the knowledge that you gain from doing, not from studying, but from doing. And that was one thing I was getting wrong. So I was always emphasizing on, I always felt like I needed to know everything. I needed to gather all the information before I go after certain things that I wanted, which is good, but also not good. Because, for example, if you are going to be a mechanic, you can go to school and learn all the ins and outs of being a mechanic, but you're never going to be as good as the mechanic that is on the field being a mechanic. Do you get what I mean? You're not going to be as good as the doctor that is in the surgery room performing surgeries if you're just studying. You get what I mean? So yeah, I was learning and learning and learning, or I felt like I was missing a lot of knowledge from not being able to like read and gather knowledge from just what people have done in the past. But I failed to understand that I wasn't going to get as much information except I actually get to work and do the things that I wanted to do. Do you get what I mean? I had to do the dirty laundry before I had to start getting my hands dirty if I wanted to get to where I wanted to be. And that's like an advice I would apply to every section of life for anybody. If you're watching this right now and you want to do anything, including owning a business, you are not going to learn anything, or you're not going to learn as much as you're going to learn if you are not getting your hands dirty. So yeah, don't let the fear of not having enough information hold you back. Just start doing the work and you literally see things changing for you. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear hold you back, because fear is a trap. Fear is a trap from the pit of hell. Like, if you're trying to set yourself up for a better year in 2024, you need to literally despise mediocrity. You literally need to despise lack of ambition or mediocrity. I feel like people, you see this word comfort, there's no word that I I don't understand more than comfort. I just feel like comfort is a trap. Being comfortable is a trap, and no one should ever be comfortable. If you know anybody that has gotten their life together, is being comfortable. And if you've like that's the trap people fall for. That's the trap people fall for, because imagine you've been working so hard to get this, you've working so hard to get this, and then you eventually get in, you're like, okay, so what next, right? But people don't understand that that's not where it ends. Even if you've gotten to that place that you want to get to, don't just relax and be like, okay, that's it. You have to continue forging forward and looking for the next milestone to achieve. And a Bible verse that helps me hold on, like helps me avoid mediocrity, is that God in the Bible literally says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what the Lord has in store for those that love Him. So if God has already promised you that He has already promised you greatness, He has already promised you great things in life, why are you limiting yourself by saying, okay, this small thing is enough for me? I'm not saying you should be greedy, but I think always pushing yourself forward, is something that is cannot be overemphasized. Do you get what I mean? So in 2024, I've already charged myself with the responsibility of dreaming big, like dreaming big and going after that big thing that I said I want. We're not going to just sit down here and be saying, oh my gosh, I don't even want that. If I can just get 5% of it. I mean, like, shoot for the moons and land on the stars. I think that's what it said. Shoot so high that even if you don't get to where you want to get to, you're getting somewhere that is still high. Do you get what I mean? That's still higher than even where you are right now. So if you're shooting for the moons and land on the sky, perfect. But if you're shooting on the sky and land on someone's roof, you still have to start shooting again, because landing on someone's roof is not too far from the ground. As long as it's not a skyscraper. But landing on someone's roof is not too far from the ground. So always make sure that you are shooting high and don't limit yourself. Don't ever feel like, oh, something is impossible or something is too big. And I don't want to expose myself here, but I feel like I was getting too comfortable in 2023. And there were certain things that I said I wanted, but I wasn't going after it like someone that wanted it as bad enough. So that's something we're definitely going to leave in 2023. We're not going to do that this year. Can we talk about self-discipline and procrastination? Like, self-discipline and procrastination is... I was reading the book Think and Grow Rich, and I'll literally quote what the book says. The book literally says, before you can control conditions, you must first control yourself. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. So basically, if you cannot force yourself to do something, your flesh is going to force you to do something. If you do not force yourself to go to the gym, your flesh is going to force you to other things. Like, if you do not set goals and tell yourself that I must do it no matter what my body is saying, no matter what other circumstances I'm passing through, I must do it. Best believe that you're gonna be there. Oh my gosh, when I read this, I was just like, why are you shouting? Excuse me, sir. Why are you shouting? Like, from reading the book Think and Grow Rich, I know people always talk about books and books and books, but this book literally opened my eyes and made me know that, girl, you are not actually going after these things that you say you want the way you want them, or the way you claim that you want them. Like, your body should not be hindering you from doing things when you're not sick. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult. You have to take charge and be disciplined, and you have to take charge and do and be the person you said you want to be. Now, talking about procrastination, I've learned, comes from indecision. If you cannot decide to do something, you're going to procrastinate. And I was like, okay, I feel like procrastination can be a whole different video on its own. But if you're not determined, like, for example, if you say you're going to do something, you've already decided you're going to do it, there's no need procrastinating. You're just going to go ahead and do it. But if you are indecisive of, oh, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Best believe you're going to procrastinate. That also comes from, you're seeing so many shiny things. Shiny, what's that thing called? I think it's shiny something syndrome. If you're always seeing so many shiny things, you're always going to procrastinate, and you're always not going to go after that one thing that you said you want. And girls, we're going to leave that behind. This video is coming late in the year, but you can still change your year. You can still change your year towards end of January. Even in February, you can still change your year. It's not yet late. So for me personally, I wouldn't consider myself as someone that suffers or that is not able to be disciplined or is not disciplined. But regardless, sometimes for me personally, I wouldn't consider myself as someone that lacks discipline, but regardless, I suffer from lack of self-discipline. Also because I'm a people pleaser. I can be here having a conversation with you. I know I'm not supposed to be here having a conversation with you, but because I want the conversation to last longer, I want you to feel like, oh, I'm just here having a conversation with you for whatever reason. I would not go ahead and do what I said I was going to do, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because in as much as we're going after our goals, we still want to spend time with people that we love or the people that we care about, or we still want to be building relationships with people around us. But regardless, I feel like I'm going to kind of try and limit that people pleasing part of me, because I don't think it's as great. If you are struggling with self-discipline, one thing I want you to know is that you can find your best friend and also your worst enemy just by looking at the mirror. If you're not able to push yourself to go after the things that you want to do, if your fleshly desires are hindering you from going after your goals, maybe you are your worst enemy. But if you're able to push yourself to go after those things that you want, then I guess you are your best friend. So look into your mirror and tell me what you see today. Are you seeing your best friend or your worst enemy? I don't know. The final thing that I am going to fight tooth and nail to leave in 2023 is the lack of decision making. From reading again, I've started reading more, guys. Maybe you guys get to hear me talk about more books this year. But from reading again, I found that people that are not able to make decisions quick enough are more likely to fail. So if you know someone that is not able to, if you are someone that you're not able to make decisions quick enough, you're more likely to fail, because you're always going to start something, stop, because you're not going to be able to stick to that decision that you've made and know that that decision is the best decision for you. And in making decisions for yourself, you have to learn to make educated decisions. Don't depend on people to make decisions for you. Do your own research, know which one is better for you, know which decision is best for you, and go ahead with that decision. Don't always feel like, oh, someone has to make your decisions. So don't always feel like someone has to make your decisions for you, or you need to contact someone to know if it's better, because people are always going to go with what suits them most. So if you're asking someone that the alternative option would benefit them more than it would benefit you, best believe they're going to go with that option that would benefit them more. So take the initiative to do your own research, take the initiative to know what is actually the better option for yourself. And you're not going to know this if you're not empowering yourself with information. For me, I already said this earlier, I was always like looking for the shiniest things. I will start this, I'll be like, oh my gosh, is this the best one? Maybe I should not do this, I should do this other one. I'll start that other one. I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this other thing. I'll go back there. Like, it was just chaotic. And there were certain things that I stuck with. There were other parts of my life where I was like, okay, I want to do this thing, but I don't know which one is better for me. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. So we're not going to do that again in 2024. We're going to take initiative and make our final decisions quickly and not dragging decisions for too long. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I don't know if you guys like the fact that I was holding my mic, because I realized that holding my mic gives me the best quality. If this mic is like 5 inches away from my mouth, I don't like it. I feel like I prefer it here. If I could, I would put it here, so you guys will literally hear my throat, hear my voice from my throat. But anyway, guys, I feel like I'm so nervous. I feel like after posting this video, I'm probably going to get a lot of unfollows, unsubscribers. People are going to be like, girl, you've been away for how long again? Bye. But please don't unsubscribe. I am trying my best. I'm literally trying my best. This year is going to be, we're going to fight for our life tooth and nail. We're not going to be doing this that I've been doing for the past whatever years. So yeah, see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.